Over the past few months I've been filming and photographing on underground and overground trains. Just to give you some idea of the location and some statistical information, the Tokyo subway, as it's known, consists of 13 lines and has 290 stations. A staggering 8.7 million passengers use the subway daily. Unbelievably, that figure only represents a quarter of passengers that use the Tokyo rail service daily, so as you can imagine, it's a space of extreme congestion. Part of my contextual inspiration comes from the Brazilian social documentary photographer and photojournalist Sebastião Salgado, and a project of his called Workers, which depicts the kinds of extremities people have to endure in their daily working lives. From my own commuter drawings over the years, the commuter collage triptych is a nod to Salgado's work. Here the masses, compartmentalized, organized, in regimented order, sleepily fill their zones. I started with these initial experiments in the hope that they would activate different concepts, generate alternative angles, and I could gain more impetus during the experimentation process. Here I'm documenting activity around Shinjuku Station and on trains, mainly commuters performing various actions such as in ascending, descending modes or simply passenger pans, etc., with the aim of capturing a characteristic which conveys intensity in the chaotic environment. The visuals suggest a frantic working community, cogs in a wheel moving in various directions. I toyed with audio such as factory sound with metallic clanging. However, I'm unsure whether a factory ambient is relevant or enhances the visuals. Though I was interested in pursuing the performativity aspect of the visuals. For me, I found that isolated frames offered more possibilities and explorations. I worked a lot with textures such as grunge, nature, fabric, and material, etc. The relationship between texture and image was interesting. I preferred the grungier, dirtier, darker textures as opposed to something natural. By adding textures, I was effectively contriving the image, which opened up more possibilities. I spent one morning filming in trains coming out from the underground into the overground. The visual effects can be quite dramatic. I was particularly interested in the contrast between dark merging to light, as if being released from a subterranean world. The graphic shapes in the footage offered a lot for me to work with. I found that the edge detector effect worked well, enhancing geometric and linear forms. Again, as before, looking at individual frames, I've added more contrast and coloured areas. The stills appear much more expressive with translucent characteristics, sometimes analysing areas of interest and enlarging that particular area. Here, multiplying and colour application dramatically alters its original form, interchangeable to a screen print or textile design. Part of the fear aspect of the project explores personal fears such as social alienation and conformity. The animation I'm presently working on is a passenger pan in the form of an arc of life, which is a technique used in film to show a cycle of events within a short sequence. Also, I'm experimenting with the relationship between live action and animation, which I'm pursuing more and more in my work recently, simply because I find the relationship visually engaging. To capture more atmosphere and mood, each frame has been rendered and textured. When projected continuously, the moving image radiates an assortment of dynamic characteristics. For more information in the process, please see blog. Thanks for watching.